Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mario Kart Central Twitch. We are Primetime at night with Division 9 Contingency versus BUZ here today. I'm Nathaniel and I'm joined by Spicy. Spicy, how you doing, man?
Doing great, Nathaniel. Thank you for the introduction. Yeah, we got a great matchup here with Division 9 Contingency one-on-one on the season so far. Buzz 2-0 during the season as well. Both these teams have won MKU previously in other divisions, and both these teams being predominantly North American. You're gonna have a really good chance to really see some great mid-div action here tonight.
Most definitely, yeah. Buzz, I'd just like to point out, starting off very strong. Two very strong wins, almost 100 plus within their conference. Contingency, strong win as well over Chan. So both definitely going in with some very, very good momentum and some very strong lineups as well from both teams from what we've seen. So yeah, very excited to be casting this as the mid divs. They've been surprisingly close as the seasons have gone on. Honestly, like trying to predict what teams are going to end up in which division have been crazy. Even trying to like seed that for MKU staff has been a bit wild because of how close all the teams could be. Like both these teams could easily be in a higher division, but unfortunately, well, not even unfortunately, just landed themselves in D9. So yeah, definitely going to be highlighting the mid divs very, very well. So, is there any predictions for you? Do you see this match turning out in any particular way?
I'm gonna try to not let my Buzz bias come through, but honestly, Buzz being 2-0 is not a surprise at all. I think they are going in as a favorite. Yes, it's only week 2. It's still a long season. There's plenty of time for like contingency to have a great regular season. Buzz could just maybe have a first week hot start and maybe try to build on that. So really, I think whatever team starts out running, which just goes off the gate with like a good lead right away, is probably going to be in for a good time tonight. So Contingency is hosting this match as well, which is good to keep in mind. So going to be interesting to see what they're opting for in terms of like track selections open up with. I know Buzz has a few ideas depending on their spots for like what are the typical drafters we could do anti ones if we need a reset immediately. So I'm really interested to see what options both these teams are going to be going out here to just kick off this prime time at night.
Definitely. The room does open at 05, so we are waiting a little bit. However, we should be able to look at lineups. I think lineups are confirmed and posted if we are able to switch over to that. Yes, here we go. Looking at the contingency lineup, we have Red Appear, Silver, Iris, whose POV we are going to be seeing from the contingency end, Rubies, Snowy Yoshi, and Evan TX35. So quite a strong contingency lineup, I think. Definitely one that's going to keep Buzz on their toes. But looking at the Buzz lineup as well, very strong from what I know personally. We have Tristan, who's going to be sharing their POV. We have Yui, we have Baper, we have Artie Cuz, we have Nite, also known as Ginja Ninja, and we have Q as well, which you were telling me Yoshi left it as a surprise for the
Exactly.
Buzz
Yeah.
lineup.
Yeah. So when the lineup was made last night, Yoshi Sky Blue was in instead of Q, and I got a DM from Yoshi earlier, like a few hours ago while I was at work, telling me do not leak that Q is actually playing instead of me, and I'm like, I was very confused at first, like what do you think Q's playing? But yeah, it wouldn't be Buzz without Q playing. Q is just such a strong player on this team. The last time Buzz was on prime time, we got the Q POV, and really, this is looking at this Buzz lineup, this is very close to their top lineup if it isn't already. You have a lot of great synergy between players like Yui, Baper, and Artie, who've been playing together for a very long time. You have a bit more new fresh faces. So Tristan and LA Knight, yes, they've been around for like about a year now on Buzz, but they're still adding a lot of great depth. And Q, you cannot underestimate Q, even though it's way past midnight for them right now.
I was
But
gonna
it's gonna
say,
be
yeah,
really fun to see this matchup. Yeah.
the Q2 a.m. demon hours right now is it's gonna be on full display. So I'm actually very excited because I've never seen Q wall this late. I've always known him to war more earlier on in the day, but I know Contingency obviously are very used to warring this late, and well, it's like 9 p.m. I believe for like most of them.
Yes.
So yeah, it's going to be a battle of who's going to be able to hold down their positions in the front spots. Honestly, I feel like both teams have very strong runners, very strong track picks as well from both teams going into this. So it's going to be exciting. It's definitely going to be exciting. So
No, completely agree. I think the track pick meta at this, like the decisions being made with track picks, is going to be really fun to watch here because I know Buzz at least that they have some of those unorthodox picks that you're not seeing very often. Whether that be picking from base game, picking from the depths of the booster course pass, really trying to see maybe they can pick a course that can like throw contingency off here. But at the mid div level, you're seeing a lot of teams have at least a strong fundamental on a lot of these courses. So it's really hard to catch these teams off
mhm.
guard. But really, these like wild card track picks maybe coming out from either team could be the what swings the result going either way. But once this room opens and once we get a look into what the opening tracks are going to be, I think that's when we're really going to see what the game plans are going for both these teams here tonight.
No, definitely, yeah. Having 96 tracks to pick from has definitely opened up the game a lot as well. Booster Course Pass, just in general, flipping the meta on its head, flipping track picks on their head, adding way more options, kind of having to keep teams more on their toes with keeping up to date with all the tracks that can potentially be in rotation. So it's going to be very interesting to see what mid div do provide with like their wildcard track picks because I've seen quite a few from warring within the mid div. I've seen the throw out of Sherbet Lands, some Thwomp Ruins, Cooper Cape. I know tends to be quite a popular one, but there's just a lot of tracks that you don't really expect to see within wars, and it's very interesting to see how teams play around it, going in with these tracks that are not picked too often. So yeah, definitely exciting.
That's exactly what I was thinking there. Like when you get to like these like niche situations where you get these like crazy track picks that you don't see even at mid div level, that's when you really start to see like which team has that coordination that really sets them apart from the other teams in their division, has which of their runners has the better lines, put in the work in the time trials, which team just has that more war experience just to get that team synergy, have those plays coordinated, whether that be going for shock, rotating players in and out of top spots to protect their tops, or like holding defense at the right night time. There's a lot of great stuff you can see at the mid div level. I know a lot of like our prime times typically, especially on the Sundays, are going to be highlighting the teams at the top level, which for obvious reasons. But at the mid div level, you see a lot of great stuff here. Too, so definitely a lot to look forward to here. I think we're going to be in for a great match whenever we get going.
No, yeah, don't underestimate the mid div. The mid div is becoming more and more exciting as the days go by. But yes, to mention more prime times, we do have We Elite Clan versus RS coming up soon as well. I believe that's well, I'm gonna say later today because it practically is Sunday, but that should be the prime time for this weekend. So definitely do want to stick around and follow the Mario Kart Central Twitch to catch some high div action. I know that's going to be a very close match. Looking at both their rosters and how they've done so far this season. So yeah, definitely. As we look towards the room now, one, two, three, four, five. Six. We're waiting on one more person before we can
So
get this match
We just got
started.
some we just got some breaking news actually that Yoshi Sky Blue is actually subbing in for Q. So the surprise lineup change is not happening right now, and we're getting a reversal of that because Q is sleeping, which understandable. It is demon hours, as you said, over there in Europe. So unfortunate timing. You're not Buzz is going to be losing one of their top players, one of their strongest runners, but Yoshi Sky Blue, a force to be reckoned with as well here. Like very strong player across the order, very good leader as well. Just hearing him in a war call is very you see it makes a big difference. So I'm really excited to see like Yoshi. Primetime Yoshi is very fun to watch here, and I think we could be in for something even if the Q isn't playing.
I find it brilliant that Q's just decided, hey, you know what, sack it off. I'm gonna go for a kit, boys. Good luck. So I've got I've got to respect it. I'm gonna respect it. But yeah, as all 12 players are now in room, I believe Yoshi subbing in for Q should be getting things underway. Hopefully, so that is brilliant though. That is the thing that was meant to be a surprise immediately flipping back on its head, and it's almost normality in a sense. But
Yeah, a surprise in a completely different way than expected. Yoshi even just panic DM'd me. Q overslept in all caps, even spelled overslept wrong because of all that. But hey, we have 12 players eventually going to be getting into the room, and I'm wondering on the Buzz end, what are they thinking now? Because not having Q is going to be maybe a bit of a change there when it comes to like, track picking and like who's playing around in the top spots. But it does look like we're finally going to be get started here and see what courses we're going to be potentially opening up here at prime time at night.
yeah, definitely, it's going to be interesting to see with whether Contingency were able to clutch onto the top spots as they look to be going for Music Park. Definitely a very tried and true runner that has stayed throughout the game's history, even when Booster Course Pass wasn't about. RIP was definitely one of the more stronger runners. Helps counter the likes of inwards as well as the S turn section is a little bit tricky there. So
Yeah, and I know both teams here are very comfortable with Music Park, and I'm wondering what the Buzz selection was here, knowing that they didn't have top spots. They went DK Summit and Squeaky Clean Sprint, both courses I know they like a lot. Early adopters of both when they drop, so I'm wondering if they get those. That's pretty much what they want to see if you're Buzz. But I know Buzz very comfortable on both these tracks, but at this level, Contingency is definitely comfortable, especially getting their runner here, kicking off this war with
mhm.
RMP.
No, definitely, yeah. Interesting to see the DK Summit pick early on. I know a lot of teams like using that as like a hard reset track to try and shift momentum in their favor. So interesting to see it busted out as the first track. However, still left in the back pocket as we are kicking it off with Music Park for the start. I believe Contingency starting in top three. Iris immediately burning the coin, trying to get themselves a little bit of a break. Immediately going for the SMT UMT as their teammates are behind them to try and defend. So
Yeah, going for key strat as well. Gonna miss set here, unfortunate there, but having teammates behind Iris is gonna be really helpful here. Getting super bounce and grabbing a couple extra coins here. Gonna take the left path and then just try and weave their way around here. Gonna be able to snag double, it looks like as well. It looks like a Buzz player, I think that's already who has moved up into second, I think there. Still see
yeah,
Iris now trailing the banana as well, trying to just keep their lead going as it looks like Buzz is starting to catch up here.
yeah, definitely. I think a lot of Iris's game plan at the the bomb
The bomb.
potentially scary for Buzz, but it looked like Contingency still top two at the moment as Buzz do try to crawl in. Whether Iris decides to,
Ooh.
don't know what they got hit by there, but dropping the Nana, still high top spots for Contingency, still top three. That bomb could definitely be deadly. Probably going to chain it at the set. No, gonna hold on to it. Fair enough. Gonna wait and see. There's a prime opportunity to kill the rest of the teammates as we switch over to Buzz POV at the moment. Tristan looking to catch up with the shrooms at hand. Buzz do seem to be holding some dodges as well. Whether there's a shock in play, we could see that being ripped very, very soon.
Yeah, there you see some dodges being popped now. The ghost doesn't look like it's gonna be dodging a shock at this point, but you do see a couple players moving up as well here. The blue was also out, going to be targeting one of the contingency top players, and now another ghost is in play from TJ here, just trying to now pop it again, maybe hoping for like a last
Steals the
second shot being
boomerang.
pulled. Oh, boomerang.
Definitely quite a surprise ball, and the triple reds as well. TJ just going to having to be on full force, able to kill out that green birdo, but not managing to do enough. Able to get ninth as we do see a contingency. Top three there. Buzz, however, holding onto all the middle spots, 4 through 7. So strong start for contingency with their runner. What both teams are going to be thinking now is contingency going to keep along the strong running style? Because from the looks of it, it looked like BUZ were trying to go for the shock, but were just unfortunate in not being able to pull it. So
Yeah, I think that was the play, at least from BUZ there. I know because Yoshi's in lineup. Yoshi's a very big player playing around Shock, and you see the reset coming again now, using the DK Summit pick to try and just mess up the momentum that Contingency has with that top three. And Snespo being the pick for Contingency would be a very good pick for them right now. Having that top three, just giving a chance to potentially just break away, and they are going to be able to land their pick as well for this race too. So if they're able to just keep their tops and just have a great run on here, this should be a really good result for them.
I mean, we all have our likes and dislikes within this game. I'm not gonna lie. To me, this is the worst track in the game, but I do understand why
Ooh.
people do pick it for the running spots. If you're able to develop a breakaway, it's really really good. But of course, definitely going to be a hard one for BUZ to catch up on. So it's going to be a case of whether BUZ is able to capitalize early on pulling the more powerful mid pack items like triple greens, red shells, and just trying to see if they can get the kills. As we do see Artie in second place at the moment, TJ making his way up to fourth, BUZ looking like to be in 2-3-4 at the moment. TJ only having the double shrooms though, as we do see quite a lot of contingency behind them. So
Ooh, yeah, and
I
that's a
actually never.
Yui in first as well. So I think that's actually a BUZ like top four at this point as now having a lot of shrooms in plays. Yeah, Yui already in now, TJ in third. This is a really strong spot for BUZ to be in here, knowing that this is such a good runner here. If they're able to just keep hold of this, really, they might be able to reverse the pick that Contingency just pulled on them.
Yeah, definitely not what I expected going into this race. I thought contingency were going to be trying to hold on to their top spots, but
Ooh.
Iris getting killed and the blue shield coming out. Whether they'll be able to rotate out, as I know, there were some shrooms within the play. Was that shock? Yeah, that was
Shock.
shock,
Yeah.
and it was contingency shock, and Iris not being able to dodge. With the ghost, whether that was miscommunication or whether it was out of not wanting to steal the shock, is interesting as we do approach the final set. Pack looking very, very tight, only being able to pull triple shroom star the moment. Quite a few of the BUZ players back here as
Oh, yeah.
well. So
Yeah, it's looking like it'd be a chaotic ending here. Just now seeing Iris shroom up, star up, and trying to just secure some more spots. Gonna be able to snag eighth here, but it's really gonna come down
BUZ,
to what was able to be pulled. Ooh, 2, 3, 4 for contingency as well. It's gonna help for them,
the
especially
one,
considering that was.
yeah, the BUZ 1-5, definitely helping neutralize some of the damage that contingency were able to pull off with that shark. However, the bottom two for contingency as well. It's only a small winning race for BUZ, but it's as much as it's small, they're going to take that and 1-5 interesting spots to work off of. They're going for DP3, very traditional track within the 96, definitely known as a staple 1-0. I was switching to the Streetle. Gotta respect it. Gotta respect our kings and queens who opt to switch for the vehicle to optimize for the track, even if it isn't gonna get picked. So
I honestly like the Streetle pick because even on Amsterdam, you got those long water sections. It's going to be get that extra boost speed as well. And it looks like we are going to be going Amsterdam, so contingency is going to get another track here. If they're able to just get rid of TJ in first, this could be a really good opportunity for them to just get a bigger lead here and just add on to the momentum that they've been getting so far in this first races.
yeah, most definitely, yeah. Amsterdam, it's one of the longer tracks that we're seeing within the first three that have been played. So definitely a lot to happen for the tides to change. TJ just burning out immediately though, allowing contingency to get within that top three relatively early. But we do see Yui with the triple greens in the pack. Whether Yui does throw them, and she does manages to kill quite a few of the contingency players to get themselves up into second place. But now Iris with triple greens in the pocket as well, however, does have to factor in. There's a lot of the contingency teammates around, pulls them out. Whether they're able to get kills is a different question with Baper and Yui ahead.
Ooh.
With
Yeah, eventually
Icon
going to get
from
cornered
Yui
out by
though,
Yui as well.
yeah, definitely something that they had to be aware of. Quite a few of BUZ within the top spots. I believe TJ is back here at the moment with Artie, trying to see whether they're trying to go for shock or not. No, it's they're just going to keep running, and it's probably just going to try and catch up for the final lap. The Golden not really able to capitalize on it that much. Would realistically be hoping for more of a dodge item, but triple reds in pocket could do something.
Yeah, triple reds in the pocket is going to be helpful here. Going to be able to look like maybe take out Iris as well. You see a couple players in Buzz now in the mid pack here, just trying to get up. But now you see a couple players trying to move up here. The let's lap 3 situation is going to be absolutely massive. You see LA Knight in the star trying to just keep up spots. Going to see the ghost come out. Blue also coming out, I think, from maybe the contingency just to get it away here. And I think we're going to just see a lot more like the middle, maybe middle back spots for Buzz. So gonna be and a big top 3 for contingency. That's an absolutely massive result for them here in race 3.
Yeah, Silver just seeming to keep running away with whenever it does come down to these contingency top spots. Definitely holding down the front line very, very well. Their top three coming in crucial play. Seems to be quite split though. The 456 Buzz definitely able to work with, but that minus 16 race putting Buzz down at 24, going for 8 bow. A track. They're going a lot of the base game tracks. They're going a lot of the original 48, which I do have to respect, as a lot of teams, as the DLC waves have gone on, have switched to picking more of the booster course pass courses, but you don't see many teams picking 8 bow. Gotta respect it.
8 is a big course over at Buzz. A lot of the players there are very comfortable on it. They're not going to be getting that as contingency is going to be picking Hyrule Circuit, another base game runner, another strong runner for them. So having these tough spots going to be able to hog the rupees on the left and the right side and just keep protecting their players. This could be very good for contingency here as they're going to have the entire first GP all in their course.
Yeah, definitely. 4 for 4 on the track picks. Buzz have been able to work around it, but contingency definitely more favored within the track picks at the moment, as we do see uh, TJ does manage to shroom up. However, there are triple nanas in the pack that he does have to be aware of. Does manage to get away from them though. A lot of his teammates ahead of him, some behind him as well. I believe it's still a contingency top 2 though. So one of the contingency members getting taken out. Contingency only in first at the moment. Buzz believed to be in 2, 3, 4. Was
Yeah,
wondering
you see
whether or not
Baper
that
just
lag
trying to
hit
do
actually
whatever he
went
can to
through.
just get right at first.
Pretty much, yeah, which could be risk reward situation, as we do see some contingency members in the back. They could be holding the blue shell with the distance provided at the moment, but Buzz in 2, 4 at the moment. He's
Ooh,
able
that trail.
might bite him in the back, as we do see quite a couple of contingency players behind him. Could potentially die after these boxes, but we do see Iris slowing down a little bit. Probably going to try and capitalize on shock, as I think that's a contingency bottom 3 at the moment. Whether that's no, there's the Pit
Yeah,
Kyoshi in the
LA
back
Knight's there.
is LA Knight. So,
And now that
but
you
yeah,
see the blue shell is in play now from Iris, so this could be looking to just maybe hold it if they're still in these top spots as well. Just trying to stream up and gonna get started out in the process as well. Now just trying to hold blue, I guess, and you see a lot of the Buzz players just now trying to do what they can to just make it up there. But you look at contingency still establishing a run. TJ's POV now not gonna be able to snag an item here and in 10th place. Not going to be able to take the middle path with that being open. But this is looking to be pretty good for contingency at the moment, as it seems that even their bottom spots are looking to start catching up, and this could be another big race for them here.
unfortunate for TJ as well, as he is just dying to everything around him, having to skip the set to make sure he optimizes for the time saved by going for the Nisk. It's definitely a risk reward within that situation. But 2, 4, 5, 6 for Buzz is actually really good, considering how strong of a lead Silver was probably just able to get some dominance over the mid pack. Yeah, nothing much else to say other than they probably just dominated the mid pack. Was unfortunate that Silver had to hold on to first for BUZ. However, Silver definitely being the man that's holding it down for Contingency right now, making sure that they do get these strong races. Only a -2, well, +2 for Contingency actually, as we see DKJ and Squeaky Clean Sprint getting picked. Whether no, no, I was gonna say whether we
That a
see a BUZ
contingency
draft
pick?
pick actually go through, but no, 5 for 5 on the Contingency picks.
Yeah.
It is a little bit unfortunate, but the game can be a cruel mistress at times. So
That's true. Yeah, you play whatever tracks in front of you, and if you're contingency, having the 1-3 on DKJ is the exact thing you want for right now. Have the most optimal spot for these tracks here. For BUZ, having those mid spots, gonna see if they're gonna be able to just take out tops or even just draft up potentially here and mess up super bounces, which could happen at this level still. But really, doing
definitely.
anything they can to just stop the momentum from contingency is gonna be big, as being down 26 after the first GP.
We see that BUZ is able to do it though. We saw it in that Snesbo race where they were able to get a lot of top spots, but unfortunately just lost a lot of that mid pack. So BUZ might be able to capitalize in this moment as we do see TJ pulling up into the top spots. I believe it's top 2 at the moment for BUZ.
Yeah, I
We're
think
gonna
that was like a BUZ top 2 at the moment, trying to see something here. Maybe if Iris is gonna be able to pull something here now in 11th there, you see a couple other players from Contingency in the back as well as Yui in the lower spot. So it's like looking like BUZ is now in like a good running situation for a first time in since the Snesbo pick. So I'm wondering if this is gonna be the course for them to start breaking that momentum, just starting to get some points of their own.
unfortunate that the Iris POV is lagging just a little bit as we do switch back to the TJ POV. Top 2. They're managing to hold it down within the top spots. Don't really like the position that TJ's in at the moment. You'd want him to have double defense to make sure that first is able to get a more clear runaway, as we do see some contingency behind him. However, it does look to be a relatively stable top 3 for BUZ at the moment. So
Yeah, no, having a top 3 here is going to be helpful for them. And so as long as Contingency doesn't have Shock or Blue Shell coming through, this could be a good way for BUZ to just get that momentum back and just start climbing back into this war. Still a lot of MK left to be played, and here we are on lap 3. TJ's still going to be holding that red shell. I think their BUZ players are still behind him, so he doesn't have to like go for anything. The Blue Shell is going
Blue
to
Shell
come
is
out here
out.
though, and there is no way for TJ to dodge it here. So wondering how he's going to be able to respond here. Going to be able to grab coin that's still going to be hit out. Wondering if, and still see a lot of BUZ players like helping him out here though.
Doesn't mean much though, as we do see BUZ still holding on to top 3. The contingency players are trying to claw their way back up, but we do see the contingency players as well in the bottom. There might be the potential of a late shock. TJ
Late shock would
unfortunately
be
blocking the
big, yeah.
items.
Yeah, this
But
is
no,
a
we do see
big
a lot of BUZ
situation right
players up
here.
here.
Oh, I think that was maybe someone hit out. This could be a big like top 4 actually for
Yeah,
BUZ, which would be a huge momentum shift for them.
the race that they needed pretty much to get back into this. Yeah, top 4
Top 4
6.
6. And a bot 3 for contingency. That's exactly what you were hoping for BUZ. Definitely starting off the second GP strong, and I'm wondering what they're going to be able to do here to just like to keep this momentum going and try and eventually take the lead, hopefully for them.
Yeah, unfortunate with the stream buffers, but it does happen. But BUZ definitely just looking like they were able to control the mid pack. TJ looked like he had enough of a break to pull away, made it so that way the blue didn't really affect him that much, only losing spots to his teammates. His teammates definitely being able to support him as well as
Oh my
that
god.
race actually swings it in BUZ's favor
Yeah, plus
to plus
32. Now BUZ is
six.
up 6. And we're still getting. This is going to be a perfect half for contingency in terms of track picks here, as we did get DK Summit, which was their pick, just trying to reset the spots here, break through the BUZ's top 4, and not let them gain any more momentum that they have here. But we both know both these teams are really comfortable on this track, so it's going to be interesting to see how both these teams approach it going forward here.
It'd also be a bit of a smart move for contingency as well. Whilst they're using it for their own bottom spots, it means the BUZ they've been picking this quite a lot within the first half. It means BUZ is not going to be able to pick this track anymore, as it
Yeah.
will factor in a -20 penalty if this track was for some reason to be repicked. So
Yeah, because the Evan actually from Contingency move up into first, and you're seeing now, especially I think that's a couple other players from Contingency moving up into top spots. TJ's gonna be able to keep holding on to second though, gonna be able to not gonna be able to take the last half pipe turn. And Contingency has moved up into top 3-ish at this point, and now it's like a and the slow horn as well is gonna make things absolutely critical. As now you switch over to Iris's POV, just trying to see what they're gonna be able to pull here at the set.
they dodged the shock, and that's actually a huge
bill
pull.
after. That's an
Golden
insane
Bill,
pull on the wow.
very, very huge on this track. Whether they opt to hold for the Bill or go for the Bill strat right now, they do go for the Bill strat, potentially leading them within to top 2, as I believe. Both the Green Birdos are from Contingency. Yeah, Contingency top 4. Very, very strong.
It's huge for them right here, and you know that shock isn't in play for a few more seconds at least, which is gonna be very hard for BUZ to try and make something happen here. Gonna need something to come up here, as you see. Oh, the blue shell actually is in play from TJ, but it is behind Bill. You can see the Bill being popped immediately, just gonna try and get rid of that blue, just try and do anything here to break into that.
I don't even think this blue matters that much. This blue probably doesn't matter that much with how huge of a break the Contingency were able to develop. It's now just going to be a case of whether the last minute shock does pull through, which it doesn't look like to be happening. Contingency probably locking down another top 3 as BUZ are just trying to scramble, get any other mid spots that they can. Contingency fire on the line. We're waiting for the BUZ players to come up. But that is a comfortable top 3 for Contingency with that shock being able to benefit. But we see it again, Contingency top 3, BUZ being able to take control of the mid spots. So not the worst thing in the world. However, that top 3 swinging the momentum back into Contingency's favor after the huge TKJ race that BUZ were just able to get.
Yeah, we went from a +6 BUZ to now a +6 Contingency here, giving DK Summit that was a +12 for the home team. So, and now you're getting to see the 8-ball pick once again from BUZ. But now we're looking at Athens Dash from Contingency. I know a lot of some teams really like running this with their top spots. Some teams use it in a little bit more of a mixed spots as well, with their being able to take that shroom cut early. But looking at Contingency, looking to use this now as like a hard runner here with their top 3.
Definitely could be a double-edged sword though with that first cut if you're able to pull a shroom. Oh, BUZ track pick, finally. We're going 8-bow. Completely forgot what I was going to say about Athens Dash being a double-edged sword. But Ruby's unfortunately DCing. I was going to say I did see a Peach all the way in the back, and I know that they've been playing it. Was wondering whether they were just camping out the bottom spots or whether they were trying to go for shock, but no, was a DC in the end. Burnout 4.
So I know BUZ really likes this course here as well, so this could be interesting to see how they opt to play this. I know they like to use this as like the bit of a bagger here, having that cannon set as well, just to break through top spots. And I also know that a lot of players on BUZ are comfortable with 8-bow, and so if they get into a running situation, they can run it as needed. So I'm really wondering, as out from Contingency then, how both these teams are just going to be off to play this year. This is typically a course where you see definite shock being very strong on here. So I'm wondering, what are going to be the options for both teams?
I mean, we saw it early on. BUZ able to get some kills within the top spots. The pack just seemed very congested with the truck greens that we saw. So BUZ potentially getting a break into the top spots. I don't know who that white Yoshi is, but I do believe a lot of the pink Yoshis behind first are Contingencies. Oh, BUZ even, sorry, as we do see the shock dodge. Very early shock, so potential for a second one.
Yeah, it's almost definitely going to be a second one in play. So see a lot of Contingency up here. Yui in first though. That is the blue shell coming out though, and Contingency is in 2-3. They're aren't going to be able to capitalize on this now and look potentially to have a Contingency's top situation.
Yeah, Contingency just being able to capitalize on these shocks more and more as the war goes on. As we do see Iris in first, bomb fly over, but doesn't manage to connect. We do see Yoshi into potentially trying to hold it down. TJ unfortunately getting killed, as we do see a lot of BUZ now just in the back spots. The cannon set is going to be huge, as we do see the blue get gets thrown out, whether that's able to disrupt Iris's run, not being able to go for the cannon immediately. We do see Yui slip
Yeah,
back into first and take the double, I believe. Getting the defense.
it's
Oh, the
rough
green
there.
shell.
It's rough. I think it's like a Buzz top 2 at this point as well, so there's still potential for like a last second shock in play maybe here, but he's seeing a lot of contingency like in the middle, lower spots. That double is nicely trapped as well. Greens are going to be coming out,
Blue
gonna have to
Green's
throw a couple of
plan.
these
What a
away.
pull. I was gonna say that is one of the worst pull you could probably get there. Probably hoping for triple shroom star, but 1-4, bottom 4 for Buzz
Bottom
though.
4 Bot 4 for Buzz is absolutely rough here, especially because this is one of their common track picks in that kind of situation, that being off the board. 1-4 is gonna help, but Contingency, that's a really good result here, locking down that 2-3, and then a lot of those, like, middle high upper middle spots, so this is very good. Yeah, plus 14 for Contingency here, is now up 20 going into race 8.
Yeah, no, it definitely does seem to be a back and forth war with Buzz managing to get the huge races every now and then, but and Contingency just crawling away or trying to crawl away with these uh kind of big races for them within the mid spots. Of course, the Buzz bottom 4 is unfortunate. However, as we do see DP3 and B-Dubs Waluigi Stadium on the board, both these tracks can actually benefit both teams. But we are going to see DP3 or Donut Plains 3 get picked. Definitely going to be good for first, as it's one of few tracks where you are confirmed at least 2 items, which means Yui, I believe, who got first, should be
Yes.
able to run. Whether the rest of the Buzz crew just try and use the coin advantage that they have to run, or whether they decide to bag, is going to be a different story, though, as we have seen Contingency play very strong with their shot game. So
Yeah, you see opening formations immediately, seeing that Iris is going to stay back a bit, and you see LA Knight immediately go in the back as well. So you're seeing both these teams trying to at least have that back presence. So even though this course can definitely be vulnerable at times with the double item being early, as you mentioned as well, but this shock is very strong on here, and bagging is so prevalent on this course. So really having presence at like all these spots and just being awareness, really whatever team is able to pull shock at this point is probably going to have a better time here.
no, most definitely, yeah. As we do see, it does look to be a lot of contingency within the bottom spots. LA Knight being the only person within the bottom spots, as we do look up now, and it does seem to be very mixed within these top spots. DJ trying to
What's
capitalize
up?
on his triple shrooms. However, the blue shell does come out. I think killing a contingency player there, but a lot of slowing down actually. Maybe there's a shock in play for Buzz. No, unfortunately, triple shrooms fire for TJ that he's just got to manage with. There could be a shock behind the bill from Snowy,
Oh, there is a
and
shock.
the
Yeah,
shock does
yeah.
get used.
Gets a flip up after set. You're gonna see Iris actually move up here with these shrooms, and seeing a couple other contingents where that's rough though. Getting hit with a star in this situation. This pack is actually really close as well. And you see a couple of like mixed spots here now. So it's really gonna see, depending on the results of this match, like it's really hard to tell immediately. But you're seeing a 2-4-5-6 from Buzz, and but also a bottom 2. So very close to evenish race here, maybe.
They've been very good at keeping these like 2-3-4, 2-4-5-6 spots Buzz. However, as it comes to the end of the war now, they're just going to want to capitalize on making sure that they convert those 2-4-5-6s to like top twos, top threes. So how the rest of this war is going to pan out, both from a track pick perspective and how Buzz are going to play, is definitely yet to be seen. However, as we do look, minus 24 for Buzz Contingency still in the lead. Buzz just wanting to capitalize now on this final GP, as Contingency have been capitalizing on the shocks, so definitely been counteracting the Buzz track picks for sure. So
Yep, and now Contingency with their own track pick here, having that 1-3 on Daisy Cruiser, a very strong runner in this spot. They could look to start nailing the door on this war if they're just able to get a big race here. They're up 24 heading into the last GP. We know big results can happen either way, but this is time is starting to be running out for BUZ here. But if Contingency is able to just keep this spot, maintain a good run, this could be the start of the end for BUZ.
Yeah, most definitely, as we do see the pack very congested at the start. A lot of kills can happen, a lot of drafts can happen as well. Iris opting to go for the coins though. Maybe potentially scouting out and seeing whether BUZ will stay back there. However, it does look to be bottom 3 at the moment for Contingency, which I do want to point out. Contingency have started a lot of their races within bottom 2, bottom 3, but it has managed to work out, so it's definitely working towards their favor as they are holding the top spots as well, potentially converting this top 2-4 into a top 3 as we do see a lot of BUZ behind them.
Yeah, and having this top 3 is really strong on here. Gonna actually maybe force BUZ to start playing for Shock at this point, just to do anything to minimize the effect of a Contingency run. Switching back over to TJ's POV in 9, doesn't look like the blue shield is gonna come out here. So we are gonna see maybe Shrooms as well now. That being forced to take that bottom path, at least gonna be able to potentially snag double here. This could be big for them, but having a star in 6, if Shock is in play potentially for BUZ, this could be big. But that's
There
a
is
multiple top spot situation for Contingency, so this could be rough.
there is a pink Yoshi in the back that hasn't been using anything. I'm wondering whether there was a Shark, otherwise it would have been ripped now. TJ being the only one really up there for was to try and get the spot, but no Shark is to be found. He is making work with the fire though. Of the table and the red shell, he is going to have to opt for the slower but safer bottom path to make sure.
Oh,
He
it's
hits
rough
the
there. Getting
wall.
hit by the wall. Yeah, this is looking very good for Contingency now, being able to trail that red out. That are going to be able to at least secure a top 2, maybe even more here. But yeah, very good race here for Contingency, at least at the start of it. And that's a top 3 for Contingency and a bottom 4 once again for BUZ.
Just not going BUZ's way with the Sharks. Unfortunately, did look like LA Knight was back there trying to pull it for BUZ, but just didn't work out. Contingency just being able to dominate these top 2, top 3 positions, running away with the war, just breaking onto their lead as there is a 52 differential now, 3 races left. BUZ are really going to want to swing things around, whether it's even a
Whoa.
small race.
Yeah, with the
Hearing
DS
the
Mario
more,
circuit.
I was
Yeah,
going to
even
say
I
that
was
sounded
not.
like a surprise.
Yeah, I know BUZ typically will go for something like this, like go for a bagger here at this point, and DS Mario Circuit does make sense. I was surprised to see DS Mario Circuit from them because I don't typically see that from them in like wars, but like I was expecting like I see Jinja picking Trainbows, kind of expecting that. Even the Squeaky pick I thought was more in line with BUZ, but maybe this is the wild card pick if it comes down to that. But hey, Contingency also running with Ninja Hideaway as a potential option, but we're gonna be going to Squeaky Clean Sprint. This could be something for BUZ here. I know normally if Q is in lineup, they like to use this course as like a good runner, but having now a lot of bottom spots without Q, it's gonna be maybe just used for them to like draft up or just cut up into like that one cut after the pipe section.
Definitely, it's going to be a lot of a case as well whether Tristan is able to hold on to his spots in the front, depending on what he pulls here. Now, only the coin,
Oh,
which
a
is
coin.
unfortunate. Yeah, if he was able to pull something like triples, was able to eliminate the top at least 2 or even all 3 of top 3, he would have been in a way better position. But now he's just going to scroll his way back down to the back to make sure that he doesn't get hit, to make sure his coin count stays up, as the coin count is proving to be important, as the Contingency players I think are just capitalizing on being able to get 10 coins early and running.
Yeah, the
Oh,
pack has been super
unfortunate.
close, and that's an incredibly rough situation for TJ to be in. Gonna have to back up here just to give some distance and then go for double. Gonna pull a crazy 8 here, just try spam that out. Eventually try not to bomb himself in the process, and just kind of try to get these coins now, just to start figuring out a way to eventually catch up. Maybe have to play for Shock in the future as well.
No, most definitely. I think it is looking to be more of a shock situation for BUZ. They are going to need something huge to swing their race, and it does just look like Contingency are running up with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, top 4, as we just see Iris go for the Nisk and successfully get it. I'm managing to pull away from the pack with Yoshi Sky Blue being the only real person up there. Contingency, I don't see what they have in hand. That could be, I believe that's Shock, actually. Contingency
Oh,
holding.
Contingency Shock. That would be devastating at this point. Now I was wondering if TJ's gonna be able to scout back, check that back camera, see if we can end up seeing it. But they have a lot of good spots for contingency. I'm wondering how they're gonna use it if that is a shock that they actually have in play.
They may just hold it, honestly. It might be the safer play. They are holding down the top three, but they do use it, trying to neutralize it. Probably only one of their players dodging within the back, yeah, as we do see them with the Crazy A coming through. The triple nanas as well, just going to be able to cause a lot of damage as we do see the pack coming closer and closer. Iris holding
Harris
fire
moves
in
up in the
first.
first with this.
Oh,
Oh,
but
but
the
that's getting
unfortunate
hit out with
fire.
extra fire here. And it's a very chaotic section at this point. But you see a lot of contingency start to move up in this section. This ending cut is going to be absolutely critical here. You see the green coming out, the fire coming out. TJ is going to be hit out, and now Artie's going to be able to move up in the first. TJ also, I think, in second. So that could have been a top 2 steal for BUZ actually here. Yes, top 2, 4, 5 for BUZ as well. The swinging that race even after that shock happened.
My brain, I don't know what happened, but it just switched off and was discombobulated from all just the chaos that happened from pretty much when that glider section started to the very end. It was very hard to keep up with what was going on, but BUZ definitely able to capitalize, and it was something that they absolutely needed, as the differential does fall down now only to 38, which definitely is within doable in a race. All BUZ need is a top 5-7 or a top 6, which is very hard to do, but is definitely doable to swing it so that way it's a really tight war and potentially take the lead, as we do see the TikTok clock pick from BUZ. Cooper Cape for Contingency. Two very common tracks, but we do see the BUZ pick go through TikTok clock. Whether BUZ are actually able to capitalize on climbing up early will be a different story, though, as whenever it comes down 20 runners, it just seems to be Contingency pulling away very early on. So
This is pivotal because contingency is at the point where they just get a +4, and in this race they win the entire war. So this is big for BUZ if they're going to be able to just capitalize on having these opening spots here and secure a lead, to get a good running presence here. That would be big. Or he's going to be able to block that red as well. So that's going to at least help out a bit. You see bunch of contingency start to move up here, and now it's a very chaotic section. Artie is going to get hit out here, and it looks like at least that Iris has moved up into first for contingency, but it looks like maybe a bunch of BUZ is behind them now.
yeah, at least 2-4 for BUZ. TJ just putting in works with the triple green.
Yeah, that's that green side.
Iris managing to hold down in first, as I think. No, I think they are holding on to top 2. I think Yui. No, Yui's still staying behind. I thought Yui died.
Well, red on the boost panel as well, so Iris is going to be able to get right back up there and now fight with Yui for this top spot. Wondering who's
Yui playing mad aggressive
member in there. Oh yeah, with that trail, but now having double of Nana and Green now coming out from Iris. This could be big. Iris is going to be able to sneak into first here. Very close between them and whoever's in second. And now having that trail, it's now contingency top 2, which could be big for them here if they're able to hold this. But that blue shell is going to be coming out now.
Yeah, blue shell out. Iris not really being able to do anything about it. Lets his mate into first and is able to get the blue drop out in time. Who does have the shroom in pocket? The contingency top 2 now. Boomerang though. Baper trying to come in and kill. However, we do see the contingency fire as well. So it's looking very, very rough, but 2-3 at the moment. Oh, the unfortunate green cell. It does look like contingency is going to be closing the curtains on this match, as they do stand 1-3 at the moment. The only real thing that can save BUZ's race is a shock with a lot of dodges, but it doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah, I think that is going to be the end of the match as in terms of like point calculations here. I think that is going to be a 1-3 for contingency, and as long as there's not levels, yeah, that's a dominant win for contingency on TikTok clock here, and definitely going to secure them the win here on Primetime at Nite.
Yeah, still one more race left to go. However, commiserations towards BUZ as they do lose their perfect streak. Now going 2-1 within the division. Contingency helping themselves as well, going 2 wins, 1 loss. BUZ also on 2 wins, 1 loss. Depending on how things go Sunday, that might shake up the division a bit. Contingency potentially either moving up within that wild card, or they will take first from Banana Knights at the moment, who do sit at the top of Conference B, which Contingency are in. Wide variety
Yeah.
of tracks for just for the final. Going to be interesting to see which one of these we see. Actually, quite a few of these have been picked before the Waluigi Stadium and the Cooper Cape.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what track we end up getting here because we do have a wide variety, as you mentioned. We are going to be going DK Mountain. Know that BUZ has played this a lot as well. Very popular within their team. So obviously, this race isn't going to count for like it won't change the ending result. But hey, if it comes down to like crazy tiebreakers and point differential is in play, you never know. So BUZ definitely still want to go out end on a high note here. Contingency
Most
one just
definitely.
to keep adding on to the win that they have, or just even just have some fun here with on DK Mountain.
I think the point differential is actually going to mean a lot more to Contingency than it will to BUZ if they are able to expand roulette like as the coin does come out very very late for Iris. But yeah, Contingency, it's very close within their conference, so definitely being able to capitalize on as many points as they can would be beneficial. As we do see TJ with having to slow down to pretty much concede and let the person with triple greens on Contingency go forward, as he does go for the other box. His blue's out already, very, very early blue. We could see a potentially early shock as well. Looking at Iris, might potentially be able to get the banana snipe on themselves, but no, trying to slow down doesn't really do anything. Honestly, hinders them more than anything, as they are left defenseless now. Probably now just opting to bag. So
Yeah, at this point,
very
probably just looking for a potential shock maybe in play with from BUZ at this point, because yeah, we saw the early blue shell. Early shock happens a lot on DK Mountain as well, so you maybe have see that coming, especially around this set. Seeing a contingency dodge, yeah, the shock definitely was in play, and you see that now being able to capitalize on
wait.
that, gonna be able to take the rock cut with these triple greens as well, and so this is going to be an absolute menace now, just forcing a lot of the BUZ players to struggle to move up, and that's like a 3-4-5 for contingency at least.
Maybe even top four, as we do see Peach in first. I was questioning that blue dropout play, but now absolutely understand it with Iris getting that dodge and that shock dodge. So, but yeah, we do see Artie still up here in second, but it looks like to be 1-3-4 at the moment. Tristan with the triple red shells is able to get the cannon red. Might potentially be able to claw his way back up into the pack. Bill Ghost is
Oh,
actually
Bill,
huge. If there's a second shock, Tristan could potentially win this race for BUZ. But
honestly,
look,
yeah,
he's
and you see the
looking.
pink Yoshi in the back as well, like very far back. So shock could potentially be in play, might be coming in right now, depending on it's gone off the bill here.
Bill does do the strat, only able to really gain spots on his mate Yui 3-4-5 contingency with the top two. I believe Artie was not able to, but no, top three for
Big
contingency,
top
4-5-6
three.
for BUZ, and that is it. As we said earlier, commiserations to BUZ, but congratulations to contingency as well. Strong win. Just able to hold their places within the top spots. Silva definitely being the MVP for the team, just being just the star runner for them. The likes of Evan and Iris as well, able to back him up whenever they were in top two and top three. Contingency, but just able to play the better game within the front of the pack. That I think that's what a lot of that war came down to, was Contingency being able to hold their own in the front and not really get too being able to get broken away. Even BUZ just not being able to break within those top two, top three spots was definitely the downfall and a bit of the demise with this war, as we do see the differential of 76 between the two teams. So very huge win for Contingency. They're definitely going to be happy about that one, as D9 looks to be closer and closer now as BUZ loses their perfect record. So
long season still ahead. This is only like week 2, only 3 matches played. So both these teams gonna be looking to be in the playoff hunt probably by the end of the regular season. And this is a big statement win for Contingency. If it comes down to the wild card spots, this is a good for them as well. So having like and the differentials as you mentioned, this 76 win, really good for Contingency. So really happy for them and congratulations to them for having this amazing race. Just really keeping those like strong running spots and then having shock whenever they needed to, it really was a difference for them just being able to keep securing those tops and just being able to just control the game as you were mentioning, really strong for them. But Buzz as well definitely had some great moments. You saw the amazing DKJ raise that plus 32 swung the war in their favor for a brief moment, but really, if they were just able to get some more momentum or just break into those tops more often, maybe this would have gone differently. It was very close up until like the last few races. So honestly, both teams played very well. Happy to see the matches we had tonight.
Yeah, most definitely was very back and forth between the two teams, but Contingency were able to pull it out in the end of this prime time at night. Of course, we do have some more prime time later on. Well, today for the Europeans, tomorrow for American audience at as we are going to be looking at Division 3 between Wheelie Clan Gold and Race in the Space. So definitely one to keep your eyes out for tomorrow after MKU matches are done. But this has been Primetime at Night. It was a very entertaining match to watch. Spicy, thanks for being able to co-commentate
Of
this. This was
course.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had a great time commentating with you, and that's gonna be it for us tonight with Primetime at Night. But stay tuned tomorrow for some more MK Central Prime Time. You don't want to miss that. The good match is gonna keep coming the rest of the season.
As very much. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good night, and we shall see you for future MKU matches.